Perfect. Alrighty, hello friends and good morning and welcome back to another Cook With Me. Today we're going to be making yogurt tree bark. So some of the things that you're gonna need are some fruits, which I have some raspberries, some blueberries. I also have two different kinds of apples and a pear with me as well that I will be going to use, as well as you'll need some honey and some maple syrup. You'll also need some oats, or you can use pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds as well. Pretty much everything is going to be optional here. These are going to be the ingredients that I'm going to be using for my own preferences, but you don't have to use the honey, you don't have to use the maple syrup. It's all based on what your children's uh, interests or favorite flavors are and stuff like that. So it's all catered to your family and how you guys like your stuff. So some other things that you're going to need are some yogurt, which I just have mine just chilling in the fridge right now so it didn't get too warm. And again, just like the rest of our ingredients, you can use any kind of yogurt that you'd like. You can use lactate free, you can use flavored, unflavored, whatever you would like. And other than that, you'll need either a container or a baking sheet, depending on how big or how small you would like to make your yogurt tree bark. A knife if you are going to be using stuff like apples or pears just to cut them up, or even for our berries for some of our younger infants or toddlers, just so we can avoid any choking hazards by cutting those in half. And as well, you're going to need either a spoon or a spatula, as I mentioned again, depending on what kind of size you would like to make. So I'm just going to grab my yogurt, which today I'm going to be using one of Miss Michaela's favorites, which is strawberry yogurt. So to get started, all you're going to need is to take your yogurt and your container and empty about I'd say anywhere between a quarter cup to a full cup. Again, it all depends on how big you would like to make it. And so what I'm doing is just spreading it out across the entire container with my spoon so it looks something like this. Once you get that done, you can put that to the side. And I'm going to be taking my raspberries and cutting them in half, as well as my blueberries and cutting them in half. And just moving those out of the way. This is also a great way to get some of our little picky eaters to maybe try different fruits, maybe try different flavorings or different combinations. So it's great for that. As well as it's great for their fine motor skills if for using like spreading out the yogurt and all that. Cutting in half, I wouldn't recommend for the children just because it is dangerous. But everything else, like adding the fruits into it and everything and spreading around the yogurt, it's all child friendly and child safe. And like I mentioned, it's great for their fine motor skills. So I'm just gonna chop up two more. 1, 2, perfect. And Miss Michaela's also going to add just half of this apple. So just like the raspberries and the blueberries, just cutting it up so that it's a lot easier to add into the yogurt. And there's no right or wrong way of how to cut these. If you'd like to be fancy and try to make a design, then by all means, if you kind of just want to throw it together, that's fine too. It's very quick, very easy, and not a lot of effort goes into making this, which is perfect if you're wanting just a quick little snack or quick little treat. So now that I've cut them in half, I'm just going to go and add them all around the yogurt, like so. And let's get some of the apples in here as well. And like I mentioned, if you have any younger or smaller children, or if you'd like to be making this like for your infants, then again, cut the pieces up smaller so we can avoid any choking hazards. Alrighty, so now that I've added all of my yogurt and all of my berries, this is what it looks like. And I like to go and add oats. So you'll notice in the recipe that it doesn't call for certain measurements. And again, that's because depending on what kind of pan or container size that you'll be using, that's how much you'll need. So just for this, I like to take a little handful with my clean hands, which when you're making this, obviously have time in between to wash hands, but for the sake of the video, it's fine. So sprinkling that on in to get some oats, and also Miss Michaela loves sunflower seeds, so I'm going to be adding just a pinch of those as well. And just to make it a little sweet, just going to add a light little drizzle of maple syrup. Perfect. So I'm just going to come around here. Once you have everything added, this is what it should look like. And once you take that, you have the option of either leaving it as is, or I like to take my spoon again and kind of just mix it around like so, so everything combines. And once you're done with that, you're gonna put it in the freezer for about 3 hours or so. Depending on how big of a container you use. If you use a bigger container, you're gonna need to let it freeze longer. If you use a smaller container, it won't take as long. So when it comes to freezing it, I would just check up on it every once in a while. So after freezing my other one, this is what it looks like coming out of the freezer, just like that. So now I'm just going to plop it on its back. Move some of these out of the way so you guys can see. All right. So cute. So this was the front and this was the back. And all you do now is you can try and break it apart. I'm going to use to make it into little chunks like so. Perfect. And then you can either serve them as little chunks like so, or once they freeze for a bit, you can also put like some little skewers or popsicle sticks in there and make little popsicle sticks that they can lick and enjoy as a cute little treat. And that, my friends, is how you make yogurt treat bark. I hope all my friends had fun learning how to make this fun little treat, as well as I hope all my friends have a yummy time making as well as eating this quick, healthy little treat. Bye, friends. Have fun cooking.